LEGO games are all over the place these days, with many major franchises getting a LEGO treatment, along with many games based on the company's own properties. But the video game landscape was not always so filled with LEGO games. The first LEGO game, LEGO Fun to Build, was released exclusively in Japan in 1995. Then 2 years later, in 1997, we got LEGO Island, and how exciting that was! The game was a success and made a lasting impact on many childhoods. But in looking back on the game, it really does show its age and is best left to one's nostalgic memories. LEGO Island is an open world game. Since there is little to no narrative to the game, it is more of an open world sandbox. There are a handful of activities you can do and a few different characters you can play. The Pepperoni, the pizza delivery boy, might be the only one worth playing at this point. You move around the island with the directional keys and click on things to interact with them. The game lets you use a few different kinds of vehicles to get around the island if you want to. There are a couple of races, one with a jet ski and one with a car. Then there are a few fetch activities, such as bringing in a car for the mechanic or picking up patients in the ambulance. You get to build the car and jet ski you use in the races. You also get to build a helicopter and jeep to travel around the island in. Besides these activities, there are a couple of areas of the game you can just go into and fiddle with stuff. You can customize the various plants you see by clicking on them. They can turn into flowers, trees, or lampposts. As you wander around, various LEGO figures you pass by will say random stuff. There might be a few snippets or unique dialogue from figures depending on who you play. The game doesn't push you too much one way or another in terms of what to do, but simply says, these are the things you can do, now go have fun. It really is a very LEGO approach. LEGO Island really has no narrative. The closest the game gets is when you deliver a pizza as Pepper to the jailhouse. This leads to the Bricksters, the game's one criminal, escaping and leads into a small mission to recapture him. Failing to succeed in the mission leaves no lasting impact on the game. If you fail, the game shows a cutscene of the Bricksters' success in dismantling the island, but the game just resets the island afterward. LEGO Island does not stand up all that well. To begin with, the availability of the game isn't officially maintained by anybody. They stopped making physical copies a very long time ago, and you can't get the game on digital storefronts. I had to get a copy of the game from my abandonware. And once you have a copy, it takes a little work to get it up and running. I had to use third-party software to get the game going without major graphical issues. Playing the game on modern systems is not a smooth ride. The movements of the game are tied to the frame rate, so turning in the game gives one whiplash. You also have to use the arrow keys on the keyboard to move, making using the controls a bit awkward. The graphics can also get wonky at times. Revisiting the world of LEGO Island felt so empty. When I was a kid, I remember being amazed by it, but after all these years, games have gotten bigger and open-world games these days feel fuller. LEGO Island is a game that is hard to revisit because the genre it belongs to was able to evolve and break free of the technical limitations of the time. Except for the Bricksters' escape, there is no variation on the activities you do. Once you complete all the activities as one character, you've pretty much experienced everything the game has to offer. Pepper is the only character to get something unique with the Brickster mission. There might be some different dialogue from other characters depending on who you are playing, but there is no real incentive to just keep doing the same things over and over again, except to fill out the giant floating cube. LEGO Island is one nostalgic game best left in the past. While it was fun and amazing when I was a kid, it no longer feels that way without the haze of nostalgia. With the combination of the roadblocks to getting the game up and running, and the design limitations of the past, it's hard to recommend LEGO Island as anything more than a historical game that most people are better off just looking up videos of.
Let go. Let go. Let go.
In addition to you, Lego Island was created by a whole boxload of professionals and kids alike. Programmers, artists, writers, musicians, actors, animators, designers, recording engineers, researchers, and so many more. And they all want me to thank you. They also hope you'll read their names as they pass by. Just between you and me, you can click on it and it'll end anytime. See you later, Brickulator!